From calling his performance beautiful last year to hyping him up again last month, LeBron James has a lot of praise for Thunder's Josh Giddey, but looks like he's also got some warnings up his sleeves. However, before we get into all that, perhaps some context is necessary. Everyone watched as LeBron James stunned the world once again and claimed the NBA's all-time scoring record in early February. He did, all during a historic game against Aussie guard Josh Giddey's Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know about you, but to me this achievement is the greatest individual record in basketball. Naturally, it'd also be pretty hard to break, right?
The NBA's all-time scoring record now belongs to LeBron James.
Legendary NBA player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has held this record since April 5, 1984. He took it from another former NBA legend, Wilt Chamberlain, and LeBron taking it from Kareem just cements his legacy as the GOAT forever. What's more, he did it in his 1,410th game. Yep, that's 150 fewer than Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem's record was 38,387 points, and that night, James entered the game only 36 points away from that number. He knew it from the get-go. This game could be life-changing for him. Fans knew it too, and it was.
Thought is an unbreakable record has just been broken by 38-year-old LeBron James.
The 38-year-old got 20 points within the first half, and once he reached 16 points in the third quarter, he'd done it. And the final points were perfect. LeBron sealed the record with a fadeaway 20-foot shot with only about 10 seconds left in the third quarter. The pressure was tough, but this guy did just what he had to, and with seconds remaining, James stood before a cheering Los Angeles crowd with 38,388 career points to his name. Undoubtedly, the milestone was huge, and it demanded celebration, no matter how heated the Thunder versus Lakers game was going. After history was made, the play had to pause.
To have this pursuit
leading scorer, you have witnessed it. LeBron.
Look at him, you can tell. It's just...
LeBron took center stage with his wife Savannah, mother Gloria, and his 3 children, Bronny, Bryce, and Juri. Honestly, it was all very heartwarming to watch. But these people weren't the only ones there to celebrate the legend. You see, people had long predicted that this game would be the one where James breaks the record, and Abdul-Jabbar was present himself. He symbolically passed the game ball over to LeBron in a very emotional on-court presentation, and our man was over the moon, as he should be. No one in the current or previous eras can touch LeBron's legacy.
Around me since I started this journey, even before the NBA. So, definitely had a moment right there, very emotional, just to...
Kevin Durant is the only active player closest behind him at 26,684 points. That's more than 10K behind James. And here's the best part. Even at 38, James has averaged over 20 points in all of his 20 seasons in the NBA. At that rate, this man can see retirement after hitting 40,000. Safe to say, the game was monumental for James, but not so much for the Lakers. LeBron may have gotten his glory that night, but his team couldn't cement it with a win at the end of it all, because the Oklahoma City Thunder is no joke, and Josh Giddey, for one, must not be messed with. James's performance was amazing, there's no doubt about that, but Giddey gave him some tough competition.
Quickly, not allowing him to enjoy too much house money.
Thunder started out big with Robinson Earl and Jalen Williams on the floor.
The 20-year-old up-and-coming player had a total of 20 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And these two men had a rough encounter on the court as well. The Aussie gave LeBron a stray elbow in the face in the first quarter. That was nasty and had James going to the bench with a towel over his face. If the injury was any worse, he could have missed his record-breaking moment that night. Thankfully, though, he was back soon enough, and the crowd roared every time he touched that ball. At the end of it all, the Lakers lost 130 to 133 to the Thunder. But I think, as great as victory would have been to go with James's record, that night was a win-win for both teams. Andy Giddey deserved to win that night.
Josh is one of those kids who can definitely see the game a lot quicker than a lot of guys out on the floor. And he's shown, I think he got like 3 straight triple-doubles.
Though, you may be surprised that his team winning wasn't the highlight of Josh's night. Sure, it was a really cool moment, but not as cool as sharing the court with LeBron as he made history. He made a secret admission right after the game, saying he was secretly hoping that the 38-year-old broke the record during the Thunder game. Josh knew that most people thought Kareem's record would never be broken, and for a good reason too. I mean, it took someone almost 40 years to do it. Giddey said, "To be a part of history with one of the all-time greats is a special moment."
Not many people thought this record would ever be broken. and to be a part of history with one of the all-time greats is a special moment.
Safe to say, this kid was just as happy as any other LeBron fanboy would be. Imagine your idol breaks the biggest record in basketball, and he does it only a few steps away from you. If that were me, I'd be long dead. No joke. You see, Giddey has been a long-time fan of James's, and it makes all the sense in the world for him to be. He's 20 years old, right? Well, so is LeBron's career. Now you do the math. Basically, this young talent has seen James play ever since he started watching the NBA, and he also told reporters that LeBron was his favorite player growing up. He still is. It's only expected of him to be happy with this achievement. Now imagine his happiness when LeBron praised him with big words in front of the world. I can't even begin to imagine what it must have felt like. Everyone knows that James was one of the all-star captains this year, just like last time, and he was made available for a press conference too, very much like last time. There, he was asked about what he thinks of Giddey. Giddey was participating in the Rising Stars game, so it made sense for him to be brought up, and LeBron had nothing but praise for the young Thunder player. The 38-year-old legend called Josh a really good man, a tall point guard who's got distinctive passing and the ability to score in the paint. And those skills, according to this reigning legend, make Giddey a triple-double type of playmaker every single night. What's more, LeBron also said that he had full hope in Josh for the upcoming years. He knew that this kid would be going places, and he's right. No one can deny that Giddey is a star in the making. LeBron didn't stop here. The GOAT also praised Josh's entire team, warning the rest of the NBA about the rising Thunder. Now this is some high praise coming from a 19-time All-Star. Not to mention, the recently crowned king of basketball. Thunder fans should definitely be excited, especially since most of their team's core is new, young rookies. Giddey must be excited to hear his idol speak of him this way as well. Only, this isn't the first time that James has praised him. He's done it before. Also around the All-Star game. During the All-Star Weekend pressers in 2022, the Lakers star was asked about a then 19-year-old Josh, and LeBron had nothing but great things to say. He said that Giddey has a great pace and vision for the game. He's the kind of pass-first guard who can envision plays before they happen. James lauded Josh as one of those people who are quicker than many other players out on the court, and he doesn't mean speed. He's talking about seeing the game, knowing what move will lead to what. I guess what LeBron is trying to say is that our boy is very strategic, but none of these comments topped his closing line. In a word, James described Josh's play as simply beautiful. Having received such high praise from a legend twice, Josh is certainly very happy. He talked about how special it is that someone of James's caliber even mentioned his name, let alone praised him like this. He said that it was pretty cool to hear that from someone he's looked up to all his life, and I'm sure it was. That's all on James's big praise for Giddey.